Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We are jury deliberations, day 3, a lull in the action right now as Karen Reed has exited the courthouse. She's in her little bunker. She's in her bunker 10 minutes away, within 10 minutes. What do we think's going to happen? I don't like that the jury's deliberating this long. I'm going to say it. I don't like it. Someone did not oversleep. Someone's been reading a lot about Tucker. Don't you dare. Don't you tell me I slept in. Where are you? No, I did not oversleep. You know what I did? I woke up. I'm reading about Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump. They had the inevitable fallout, right? I mean, eventually everybody falls out. And Tucker Carlson, who's like in the trenches, he gives him the nickname Kooky Tucker Carlson. Trump knows how to give the perfect nickname. He does. Kooky. He's a little kooky. Little Marco is also a little. Anyway, here we go. It is, wow, day 35 of the trial, is it? It is day 3 of jury deliberations. I wonder what they're talking about. Every one of us is thinking, why is it taking so long? Right? Like what really is there to discuss? You've been sitting through this for so long. I thought this was going to be done on Friday in 30 minutes. Then I thought, okay, Monday by lunch, we'll definitely have a verdict. And then, okay, end of day. Bev loves to call it at 4:20. I think she's a pothead. Honestly, she calls it at 4:20. I think she says, okay, I got to send you home. Oh, wow, that was a long day. She's like Ted. You know, I love the Ted accent in Boston. Bev, it would be great to, let's try a little gorilla panic, okay? They're coming. Anyway, I can't understand why it's taking so long. But to me, that also says that this is going to be a hung jury. It feels that way to me. And again, on count 2. So yesterday they had the drama on the jury verdict slip. And Bev denied the motion. The defense put forward a motion to amend the jury verdict slip, which is the actual form that the jury officially fills out and hands to the bailiff, to the court officer who hands it to Bev. And it details their verdict on each count. And this is the problem with the first trial. It was confusing. Either Bev didn't read it right or it wasn't written correctly, because the jury was unanimous on counts 1, second-degree murder, and 3, fleeing the scene. They were unanimous that Karen was not guilty of that, so there only should have been a retrial right now of count 2. And that is manslaughter while driving drunk, basically. And so here we are trying all 3 again. So if you screwed it up the first time, why wouldn't you accept an amended jury verdict slip so that it's clear, which means it gives more options for not guilty? The way the verdict slip is now, it's just there's so many guilty boxes for all the little micro counts that are in there that Alan Jackson and Yannetti thought that was misleading to the jury to sort of prompt them to lean towards guilty a little more. I don't know. I think these are serious enough charges that everybody in the jury understands exactly what they're doing. So, it's a small thing. But, maybe Alan knew that Beverly Cannoni was going to reject it. And he wanted her on record rejecting one more thing. Right? I mean, I don't think that's so wrong. Let's see what's going on here. There are over 300 exhibits. How many texts were there of proctors. Exhibit 209 takes time to read. I think they're doing their due diligence. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But are they enjoying it? Like I got to commend the jury because I know me. I mean, I'm ADD. I'm like, get me the hell out of here. I've been here long enough. I know what happened here. Billy, I'm surprised you are streaming. Why? Oh, screaming. No, I'm kidding. Why? Bev is obviously biased. Just as she was in the... Oh, you lost it. Maybe you... Oh, she tuckered out. Love the hair, Billy. Yeah. The hair is massive. Look at that. We got real... Let's go real heat miser today. Let's go. He's Mr. Heat... All right, everybody get a screenshot. Boom. Okay. Let's bring that down. I don't like Bev, says Pokey B. Bev is... I don't know what Bev's going to do after all this. Oh, do I love my international people. Billy looking like a silver fox this morning. Free Karen Reed. Oh, that wasn't the international one. There's someone from Norway. I love that. Silver fox. You know, I did a little... Streaming is not... I'm way too honest. I did a little... Sounding like Regis. Oh, my God. You know what? I got to tell you, Karen Reed, absolutely an innocent woman. What are they doing to her? Joy, I can't believe what's happening to Karen. I love Karen. She's incredible. Last night, we went out to Circo. Bruno met us at the door. He hung up my jacket. I said, Bruno, you got to find me a table. All right, that's it. There's my Regis. Regis, baby. Oh, we love Regis. Oh, man, I keep a picture of me and Regis Philbin together on my... Do not give me crap about the boxed water. That's all they had at the yoga class. I miss Regis, too. Norway checking in. One of the countries I'm considering retiring to. We had a great Regis impression. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Joy! Jury foreman never took notes. The guy. Oh, Rocco's in there. Where's Rocco? Nick Rocco's in the chat. Rocco, let's check in, buddy. Send Rocco a link. Where are you, Rocco? Is it the same link as yesterday or a new one? There's Steve, everybody, from Lynn, City of Sin. Steve Harding. Everybody loves Steve. Steve he's a drummer in a rock and roll band, Steve. I want you to get to know Steve a little bit. Steve, I'm a drummer, yeah. Steve used to wear Lycra tights and had one of those big, long, flowing white snake, wicked Boston, like... perms. You had a perm, didn't you, in the day?
Yeah,
it sizzled your forehead because you've. By
the way, anyone in Boston, late '80s, early '90s, they absolutely understand the look you're describing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, greetings from the Netherlands. Hello, Netherlands. Billy, is Trump aware of the Canton corruption? When is he stepping in to save Karen? Well, I don't think he needs to step in right now. He's got a few bigger things right now than Karen Reed. Unfortunately, his MAGA coalition is fracturing, and one of its main supporters, Tucker Carlson, is taken off because they're very anti-war. And Trump, sends a tweet, whatever a Truth Social is, a truth. Let's call it a tweet. Last night, everybody evacuate Tehran. Oh, my God. We used to call it Revere hair. Revere Beach. Nothing would unite the country like freeing Karen Reed. Well, that's true. Good afternoon from Ireland. Good afternoon to you, Rachel MC. Or is it Rachel Mick? Trump can't step in on state charges. Yeah. Trump can do whatever the hell he wants. I think you may have learned that by now. What did I miss? Are we going to war? Normie, we're not going to war. Israel is at war with Iran, or they've very successful bombing, and now Trump was at the G7 summit in Canada yesterday, and he left early because he's discussing with Israel what our role is going to be. Marco Rubio says that Israel's acted unilaterally. We have nothing to do with it. I highly doubt that. They've been gaming out what we're going to do in Iran since February. And if we take an active role, and, there's three things that we could do. Bombing Fordow, which is their big facility where they have their nuclear centrifuges, and it's in the mountains. And Obama kind of put it on the map in 2009. Everybody knows where it is. Those are bunker busters that could take that out. Or MOPS, Massive Ordnance Penetrators, a.k.a. MOPS, a.k.a. bunker busters. Take that thing out. They've got their oil export center on the island of Karg Island, 16 miles off the coast of Iran, the Persian Gulf. And then, of course, the third option is just a popular uprising. A popular uprising. Get the people who are sick and tired of Ayatollah Khamenei and his people. Get the people against them and overturn. This is like heavy, heavy stuff. It's the Hawks versus the Doves. And Trump has always been America first. America first. That's his agenda. Do not get involved in foreign conflicts. But I think the man sees an option right now that could overthrow this regime in Iran. And so taking a look at it, the world is a scary place right now. It is so true. Anyway, get your faith in God, and that's all you can do. I've been so focused on Karen that I haven't kept up with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni drama. What are your thoughts on the dismissal? Well, I thought that was a definite setback. I thought it was a definite setback for Baldoni, obviously, but it's not over. I mean, they're going to go, and at the end of the day, that was a counterpunch. His lawsuit. He is the one that is on the defense from the beginning. And he's going to go into that trial and I believe win it. I think he's going to win it. The receipts are coming out, and I don't think Baldoni is guilty at all of what he's being accused of, and Jamie Heath neither. So she's going to win that, and there's 4 counts that remain in his countersuit. So he'll be able to progress at some level. Well, I don't like Jackson telling the Pink supporters to be quiet. I'm for cheering when court gets out. The jury is supposed to ignore everything. Yeah, he just doesn't want, he doesn't want to piss off the court in any way. I get that. People are supporting Karen. She can feel it. I don't think that means much. I think he's just signaling to Bev that, he respects her position, which he probably doesn't. From Italy, not guilty already. Anna's olives. Anna's olives. Although, do you make olives? Yeah, I like olives. Well, I only like olives in my martini. The great Milton Berle had a great joke. He said, that guy's such a drunk. If it weren't for the olives in his martini, he'd starve to death. Pretty good line. Milty Berle. I think it was a smart move. I think the silence with the hands is more powerful. Yeah. Dodgy, wicked, dodgy cops. I think they're stuck on the DUI charge. Some will not want to convict OUI. Some will absolutely want to, and some will think it's attached to manslaughter and refuse to give in. That's a very interesting point. Did you reach out to Roco?
I did.
Let's check in on the guy, see what's going on. I love that guy. He's a very smart guy. Very smart guy. If the supporters get too loud, they'll move the buffer zone. They want them to be able to be there supporting Karen. That's right. The optics are better than the noise, right? You want to see them out there in their pink T-shirts and stuff. It's really interesting. I gotta think it ends today. Doesn't really matter. Left, right is just the illusion of John. Kind of got a few things going here, but look.
Oh, there's Nick.
Big Bang's Bev should be in jail. Hey, let's add our boy right there to the stage. Here's our guy, Nick.
How we doing?
Buddy.
Look at the shades.
What do you think about the nickname? We're talking about nicknames this morning since Donald Trump called his guy Tucker Carlson Kooky Tucker Carlson. He knows how to really apply the right nickname. I think Tails right here, Tails in the chat section is going with Big Bang's Bev for Beverly Cannoni. She does have big and powerful pronounced bangs.
Yeah, I mean, she needs some layers in her hair. She needs her hair to be thinned out a little bit.
It's a lot going
I
on.
might know someone who can help her out, but she's on the opposite end of Massachusetts than me. So
I don't know, but wouldn't you give if Bev called you up and said, "Listen, let's put everything aside here. Could you give me a new look?" You could, right?
I mean, I could after this trial was over, potentially. Even Hank Brennan, like I saw him yesterday, he's due for a haircut too.
I think he hasn't had time to get to the salon.
Unless his barber doesn't want to cut his hair anymore.
Yeah, he needs a toupee. That guy.
I will say it must be hard. Like Adam Lally and Hank Brennan, where majority of the people believe in her innocence, for these people to go out and still get a haircut or go to a restaurant and not think that the waitress or the person cutting your hair is looking at you like, dude, what are you doing right now? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, why are you here doing this now? You want to look good for the cameras? It's right. It's a little bit of a flex. Look at this guy walking past you right here. Where are you sitting? Where you look good? You look fresh.
I'm outside right now. We're here. We're waiting. Hopefully there hasn't been any jury notes, which last trial, there was a jury note pretty much like first day. They had some questions. It seems that the jury understands the assignment. And one thing I know, a lot of people were hoping for like a fast acquittal. That would have been great. But at the same time, we've been involved in this for 2-3 years. We know this case like the back of our hands. And if the jury was telling the truth, right, and they don't know anything about this case, they're just learning about it now, 32 days, 33 days into this, there is a lot that they have to go through. So, it's kind of expected that they're still deliberating. I mean, they've only had one full day and then like an hour on Friday. So, it'd be nice to have it come back today. If it doesn't, we go into tomorrow. But I think the longer this stretches out, the more chances of a mistrial.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this, it all comes down to count 2 here, right? I mean, this is there are no eyewitnesses. The first count of second-degree murder is off the table. That's just that's not going to happen. But for the same reason, manslaughter with some drunk driving involved is something that they've got on the data doesn't add up to me. The math doesn't add up to me. I don't, but that's where they're probably deliberating. And, we're looking at this jury. We've got 7 women.
Yep.
And 5 men, like one older guy, right?
Yep.
I can't decide if majority women is a good thing, like stand up for your girl, but sometimes women hate on other women. Like women hate Blake Lively, But and if Karen is like, I think the clips of like, women are pissed that there was any texting involved with Brian.
Yeah,
Goodman.
but you know what though? I could see that with an older generation. This younger generation, everything is on the phone. Everything is on, dating apps, text messages, social media. So the younger generation knows what it's like. For an example, you post a picture and you have 2 males in your inbox trying to ask you on a date whether you have a boyfriend or not. So they know. They live this type of life, I would say. And the older generation, right, the social media, they may not even have it. So and this is I always say too, back in the day, right, there weren't as many divorces because it wasn't as simple as putting your frustration on social media and then having guys or women jump in your inbox and say, I'll treat you better than he does. Back in the day, it was you fought with your significant other, you slept in separate rooms for a few days and then you made up and everything was fine. Nowadays, you have so many outlets and people trying to, potentially break up a relationship. It's easier in a sense nowadays. So I think the younger generation sees that stuff. But again, we're at the end of the road here, and unfortunately, if this is a mistrial, we're unfortunately going to be here again, doing trial number 3.
You can't. Imagine try to game out the reaction of the community. What goes if they try Karen Reed a 3rd time? There's going to be
how are we going to stop it though? The only way to stop it is Michael Morrissey is up for re-election in 2026. No one has ran against him in like 15 years. You now have 3 or 4 people that are running against him this year. So basically the support needs to go to someone new to get him unelected who isn't going to try her for a third time. Because at the end of the day, Michael Morrissey's not paying out of pocket to prosecute Karen Reed. He's paying out of our pockets and the taxpayers. So whether it costs another $1.5 million, $2 million, people are still paying their taxes. They still have the money coming in to, to try her again. So unless they don't have the money for it, which is near impossible, I could see them going again. And especially if the O'Keefe family wants to pursue a third trial. That's what it's going to come down to.
That's it. Peggy O'Keefe. She's such an integral part of this. She has so much built-in hate for Karen Reed. She just, you can, she's in the hospital.
I mean, I will say this. I feel horrible for John's parents having to, bury their daughter and then bury their son now. I do feel bad in that sense. No parent should have to bury their child. But at the same time, after hearing what everybody hears and seeing what we see, I think like you said, the hatred outweighs the truth in this situation where they want it to be Karen. They hate Karen a lot.
All right, I'm looking for
and they can't see it being anybody else but her. And that's I think the mindset that they're stuck in.
Yeah. What does Karen what did she do last night? Did she enjoy a penne a la Jackson? Did he cook?
I think they went out to dinner. And there's not much you can do, but here's the thing, right? Is usually when you're on trial for murder, right, you don't want to be in the public because the public doesn't like you because they think you murdered somebody. But in this situation, it's the total opposite. Like everybody knows who Karen Reed is. Everybody knows what she's being charged with. Yet everybody still wants to take a picture with her and take a picture with the defense team and treat them to meals of food. And I mean, it's the support that they get when they go out is not what you would expect for somebody who is being tried for murder. And then you see the opposite side, like the Alberts and the McCabe's.
80% minimum support Karen Reed. And
right. And you have the other side of this, like the Alberts and the McCabe's, who they go out and people don't want to be around them. People don't like them. People take pictures of them to post on social media. So it's interesting how that plays out like that.
Yeah, I can't decide. I mean, I have in my head, I have it gamed out that if there is a mistrial, if there's a hung jury, I keep thinking the Alberts, the McCabe's, they're gonna go to Peg and they're gonna say, there's nothing we can do here. It'll happen a third time. There's no way to go forward with this. Let's now turn our attention to honoring John. John was a beautiful man. He's getting lost in this. I think we need to turn our attention to that so they don't have to go through this again, because there's no way they're ever going to convict Karen Reed. I just don't think they're going to ever do that. There's not enough evidence at the bottom, at the basement level. There is not enough evidence. Even if you think that she did it, there's still not enough evidence. And so to do that again is just going to inflame the community. It's going to make more hatred against the Alberts and the Higgins of the world. I think they go to Peg, and I think
but you know what?
It's their perfect out. They got an out with a hung jury,
but
and they never have to own up to anything.
Don't forget, we didn't see any of them this time. The only one we saw this time was Jen McCabe, right? So
right.
a lot of them didn't have
the new Jen McCabe.
Correct. Yes. So a lot of people didn't, have to testify this time. So, Brian, Colin, Chris, Brian Higgins, they all stayed clear of this trial, which I think would happen again if it was a third trial. But one thing I think a lot of they still have to testify in Turtle Boy's case. So even if this case is dropped, there's a mistrial, they don't try Karen again, all these people still need to go on the stand and say how much they were intimidated by Turtle Boy. Like Brian Albert is going to have to go on the stand and tell a jury that he is scared of Turtle Boy. I mean, that's what Turtle Boy is being charged with, witness intimidation against Brian Albert. How did he witness intimidate him? So now Brian Albert has to get on the stand and explain how he was scared. So even if the Karen case is over, they're still wrapped up in this other case with Turtle Boy. So they're still like, they're not going to be out of the public for at least another 2 years.
Look at this one. No Dumb King says Turtle Cock is guilty. You cannot.
Well,
you better use that name. Don't. He'll come intimidate you. You call him that. What the
they
hell's wrong with you?
well, here's the issue that a lot of people forget, right? You're not guilty until you're found guilty in a court. Same with Karen Reed, right? Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. No one has been proven guilty of anything.
No.
And Hank I mean, put it this way: if Hank Brennan couldn't do it, I don't know who else they're gonna find to do this. I mean, I think that was their best chance, having Hank, prosecute this case. And
He did a much better job than Adam Lally.
he did, but guess what? Adam Lally's still being paid to sit there. Laura McLaughlin's still being paid to sit there.
Everyone's being paid. Big budget here. There's right?
Yeah. So I think it was a strategy, obviously, to bring Hank Brennan in. We still don't know exactly why Hank Brennan was the one to be contacted, because Michael Morrissey is using the gag order in his advantage, saying, "Oh, gag order, can't talk to the media, can't let anybody know why I did this." And I hope somebody does at the end of this ask him, and he should have to answer to it, why Hank Brennan was chosen, why he made as much money as he did, and he couldn't get it done. So the public I think the public is owed an answer to why he was brought in.
Look at this one. Hanky Panky spent $400,000 on blue paint. This is the comments are flying here. We got a lot of funny people in the Boston area. I'm going to say that there's a lot of funny people.
I mean, $400,000 for your expert to come on the stand and say, there was not enough evidence. We don't know how fast she was actually going. We don't know how he was standing. We don't know anything, but we do know that Karen hit him. Well, how do you know that? Because there was taillight on the lawn, yet it was all found around his body. And every ARCA video we saw, the taillight continued to move forward, not circling his body. And then the biggest thing is they don't even know where his body actually was, because nobody took pictures. Nobody measured how far he was from the street. They just took an estimated guess. And you can't do that in a murder investigation. And I've always said this is, let's just say she did this. I don't think there would be so many coincidences and police misconduct in such a poor investigation if she actually did this. Because if that was the case, then she got really lucky that every single cop that was involved was just incompetent. Like, I can't see in a world where someone actually commits a crime that the investigation was this bad and so poorly done, when it would be easy to prove that person did it. So that's something else that I just can't wrap my head around, is all this stuff that was done in this case.
Oh man,
for a fallen police officer, you would have thought there would have been, I mean, nobody would have left that house.
Yeah. How about the fact that Judd Welcher is he's dressed up as John O'Keefe. He's buying it.
You know another thing too.
Who paid for the Lexus? The reenactment Lexus? Like, who paid?
Well,
for
so
that?
ARCA's paying for it, but what they're doing is, once the trial's over, they're gonna sell it, and then let's say they bought it for 70, they sell it for 60. Now the Commonwealth owes them 10.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna see. You're the last person I texted. Let me see if I sit on this, if I can butt dial you. Hang on. I'm going to try and butt dial you. 1 second. Hang on. There we go. And is your phone ringing?
Not yet. One thing that I find interesting too is if you look at the timeline of how taillight was found. You have Chief Berkowitz driving by on a rainy day. He spots a piece of taillight. You have Michael Proctor showing up on random days, finding random pieces of taillight. But the one big question that I have is, you have Brian Albert Jr., and Nicole Albert living at that house. They come and go from that house every single day, yet nobody who lives there saw a piece of red taillight as the snow was melting. It always happened to be when someone was randomly driving by, or when Michael Proctor decided just to take a gander by and look for taillight. But yet nobody who lives there found taillight ever. Never once. Ever.
Yeah, see, at the end of the day, put yourself in the jury room. You're like, okay, they want to use this, the health app. Okay, they're trying to look at all this data. And then you look at like just there's so many missing elements. The one that doesn't get a lot of talk, but I keep coming back to the video camera across the street from the retired cop neighbor. Like, where's that?
Yeah,
You know,
well,
the missing
we heard
video in Sallyport, the missing 42 minutes. The reversed video. You tried to present a reversed video that shows him in the back of the driver's side, that shows Michael Proctor in the back of the driver's side. And then I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, you're right. He was in the passenger side. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, well, there was an eyewitness to all of this, and her name is Devers. And, the fact
She
that
got
she
promoted.
the fact that she had such a vivid memory of what happened, what she saw for a wildly long time, and then all of a sudden someone says, "Hey, you weren't even there," and she's like, "Oh shit, maybe I didn't see that." You don't make that up. Like you saw what you saw. You told the feds what you saw, and it wasn't going to be good for you. So ultimately, you claim it as false memory. Which good luck if she ever pulls someone over or arrests someone in Boston, because they have that on their defense. Well, she testified that she has a false memory. So how do we know her memory is not false this time? In a situation where she might pull someone over in Boston. So,
Wow. I was just texting here with Dan Abrams. Dan Abrams is all over this for ABC, and trying to hit him to Law and Crime Network.
you gotta get Tucker involved. See what he's saying.
I don't think Tucker knows anything about Karen Reed because he's so political, but maybe he does. I was texting with Tucker this morning. I'm trying to get him on Hot Mics tomorrow because he was he bet on the Don. He bet on Trump, and Trump just called him kooky Tucker Carlson. So it made me tell Steve. I said, Steve, for tomorrow's Hot Mics, I want the all-time greatest nicknames that Trump has given, starting with the legendary Crooked Hillary, and let's not forget my cousin, Low Energy Jeb. I think that has to be included. It was maybe one of the great nicknames, as much as I didn't like it. All right, Sleepy Joe is up there.
Didn't Trump buy JebBush.com last election?
Did what? Oh,
yeah,
Jeb Bush, that guy.
And then it brought you to Trump.com.
He's such a troll. He's the best troll that ever lived. I mean, he's a professional troll. He's a schoolyard bully like you wouldn't believe. He knows the nickname that plucks the nerve. I always say this about married couples. The way to stay married is where your spouse's little tweak point is, right? The nerve ending that you could go and pluck like that, and you could send them right over the edge and make them do something they would never do. Like you could make them crazy. Every couple knows that, especially married couples for a long time. Trump knows that about everyone. Every opponent, every man, he knows where the little spot is, and he just goes after it. It's unbelievable. Oh, shit.
So she picked the foreman last time. He was in seat number 1 as well. And that's pretty much how she does it. She just picks seat number 1, and that's who becomes the foreman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what she did last time. I mean, that's the thing, is we don't really see many televised court hearings of Judge Bev. So you can only base it off what they did the last time. And she picked seat number 1 before they picked the alternates last time.
Do we think syndicated television can handle does it have a little room for Judge Beverly? Do we think she gets the show? Remember, they tried to do a TV show with Judge Lance Ito in the OJ trial. And every major judge gets a look. I don't know if Bev's getting a local one either.
No, I don't think so. I think at the end of this, I mean, who knows? She could retire. I mean, who knows what could happen? But unfortunately, I don't see a lot of people being in trouble for what has happened over the past couple of years, and which is unfortunate because there was a lot of crazy stuff going on.
What will this in the chat? Gary Busey with a wig will play Bev. ARS funny. With a huge one. Oh my God. That is super. So wait, are you can you see the courthouse from where you are? Can you see the street in front?
No. We're
I
about
think
we're about like
it's light.
10 minutes
It's
down
a
the
little
road.
more sparse today. It's a little less crowded today because obviously there's nothing going on, and I think people are getting that feeling like these deliberations are going to go. I don't think we're going to get a verdict today either. I think they're really getting into it now.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, some of the jury members yesterday, when they came in at the end of the day, they a few of them were just like they seemed like, all right, they're almost there, but then again, could be just reading into it too much. But through this whole trial, this jury has never really showed any emotion. They have never really showed favoritism towards one side or the other. So it's really hard to read them, but there's no smoking gun in this case, and I hope, like I said before, the jury sees what 80 to 90% of the public has seen.
Oh, look at this. Heather Bagwell says Turtle Boys predicted a verdict around 11 a.m. this morning. Is that
That's
what
in
you're
about
feeling?
a half hour. So, I mean, there hasn't even been a note sent yet. So, I would expect at least one note maybe from the jury before a verdict, but who knows? Maybe they just understand what they need to do.
Yeah, Gary Busey will outlive us all. Someone said something about a smoke signal coming out of the top of the courthouse.
They did have a cop on top of the courthouse yesterday, like scoping out the area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was like one or two guys up there.
Oh, geez. Some snipers kind of thing? That I wouldn't please.
I think they were more just surveilling the area. No like snipers or anything like that.
Yeah, they're just looking out, because they can. Look, if you're a guy that's working the job and you got clearance to get on the roof, I'd go up there and do a little flex.
Yeah, why
Walk
not?
around and be like, why does that guy get on the roof? How come I can't get on the roof? I want to get on the roof. That's what you do to people.
Yeah.
Nick, this is an unbelievable situation. It's I can't believe we're here again for the second time. I can't believe that a third time is even a possibility. And I think if a verdict comes in today, in that case there would be a good shot at it being not guilty. But if it goes to tomorrow, it definitely feels to me like a hung jury. You agree with that?
I do. Yeah, I think if we go after today, I mean, it's tough to say because I mean you've seen other cases where they've gone 30 hours, 24 hours. After Wednesday will be a full 24 hours of deliberating. So I would say at that point, it's definitely leaning more towards the hung jury. But again, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and if it is, look, you can. I think Karen can declare, or Alan Jackson can declare a victory in that case. I think if it goes to a hung jury, not guilty and hung jury is the same thing. I think.
Yeah, unfortunately though, they can try her again on it, which
they
is
can
not
try
good,
her
but
again, and something tells me they won't. I just don't think they will. I don't know why, but I just think they're that wrong, and I think she's that right that you're asking for an uproar, and I don't think Massachusetts can handle it.
We'll see, Billy. Well, if I hear anything, I'll definitely let you know. All right.
I love you, pal. You're a great man. You look very handsome today. Did you get to yoga this morning? Did you say
Yoga?
No, you don't do yoga. No.
No.
I went yesterday.
None of
I
that
hate
for
it.
me.
I
But,
never make it to the end, Nick. I never make it to the end. I'm always bailing. I hit the exit button at least 10 minutes before. I can't do an hour. Can't do it. Yeah. All the
All
women
right. Well,
in there
listen.
are
Like I
oh,
said, if
there
I
he
hear
goes.
anything, I'll let you know. All right.
Sure, baby. All right. Good man. Don't we love Nick Rocco? What a great guy. I think the Nick Rocco show. What do you think about that? NBC 10? Something like that. We start locally like Regis did. Who would play Nick Rocco in the... What do you mean? Who would play Nick? Oh, in the movie? In the Karen room, the second movie? Oh, Nick Rocco would be a good role. That would be a good role. Let's cast the Karen Reed movie right now. I think this is a good idea. In the role of Nick Rocco, you said Paul Dano. I think that's a very good one. Who plays Alan Jackson? That's a big role. That's a meaty role. Alan Jackson, I think... who the hell said Al Pacino? What are you, crazy? Al Pacino could play. Who would play?
Alan Jackson is one. It's like
Ben Affleck. Oh, Ben Affleck in the role of Alan Jackson.
Miles Teller for
Nicky
Nick.
Cuts. Wow.
Miles Teller.
Is that a big enough role for
Yeah.
Nick's important? But you got to make it more of the Nick Rocco story. You'd have to tell the movie from his POV to land a Miles Teller at this point. Oh my God! No, not Brad Pitt. But there was another one. Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, Matt Damon would be great.
Okay, somebody is smoking crack right now. Owen Wilson for Alessi. Okay. You hit me from, I think Robert Downey Jr. as Alessi would be good.
I like that.
Oh my God. Michelle Monahan as Karen. She's too tall.
Yeah, I was
Michelle
thinking
Monaghan's like 5'10". Karen is
Karen
tiny.
Reed? Who's going with Karen Reed?
It's interesting. Who would Karen is a big one. Maybe
You think Aniston?
Oh, you know what? There's a good Tom Cruise for Alan. No way. Stop complimenting Alan. Jake Gyllenhaal could be a good.
Oh, I like that. Kerry Russell for Karen.
Yeah. Tom Hanks for Alessi. Yeah, with a little set of round glasses and the whole thing. I could see Tom. Ooh. Excellent call by Lee Shelton here. John Stamos for Jackson. As we know, oh my God, John Turturro for Yannetti. Yannetti's sitting there going, what? Yeah, I don't know. Reese Witherspoon in the role of Karen Reed. Anna Kendrick for Karen.
Yeah, I like
Reese Witherspoon. I love me some Kerry Russell. She's an intense actress. Yeah. The greatest compliment in casting ever. I mean, if you're Tanya Harding and you get the word they're making a Tanya Harding movie, she's like, oh, here they go again. Yep. And guess who's they've cast to play you in the Tanya Harding movie? Who? Margot Robbie. Wait, what? Oh,
So
how
good.
appropriate.
So
of course. Margot
So
Robbie
true.
as Tanya Harding. You got to
So
be
true.
kidding me. You know who won the Oscar for that? Allison Janney played her
the mom.
That was a huge one right there. Rebecca Ferguson. Look at this. Okay.
Wow,
For Karen
there's
Reed.
a lot coming in here.
The Karen Reed, it's definitely going to become a movie.
Oh, Jessica Chastain is Karen.
Yeah. The only question is, what's our ending? What is our ending?
Boom.
Because I'll tell you what an ending can't be for a movie like this. A third trial. There cannot be a third trial. I don't know how rowdy they get in Canton and Dedham, and I hope not too rowdy because, we like peace. But I think people are going to be really pissed off if they go and do this a third time. What a giant waste of resources. Who would play Hank Brennan? Wow. I was going to say Paul Rubens if he didn't die. Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Someone else said that. Pee Wee Herman, he's dead, Timothy. I hate to say it. A couple of years ago. Yeah. Natalie Portman for Karen. There's another big Kevin Bacon as Yannetti. Holy shit. That's incredible. Well, I think we're going to have Turtle Boy thinks there's going to be a verdict at 11 a.m. Oh my God. There it is. Meatloaf could have played Beth.
Oh,
wow.
Boy. Oh, boy.
That's tough. Oh, Sam Rockwell for Brennan.
I like that.
You know what? That's
a good
over.
one.
The Brennan discussion is over.
Yeah.
That's it. Sam Rockwell is absolutely cast in the role of Brennan. Ooh. Our guest in 2 weeks, Rob Lowe, who's coming on the show here with us. Rob Lowe for Alan Jackson. I like that. Oh my God, Kevin Spacey as Brennan. Not that shit. I closed the argument. Emma Watson is a very good Karen. Emma Watson is a great one. Woody Harrelson is good in everything. They're saying Woody Harrelson is Yannetti. I get that. Wow. Olivia Wild as Karen Reed.
That could work.
That's it. Wow. I like Olivia Wilde as Karen Reed, and I love the Brennan casting right there. Olivia Banks is Elizabeth Banks. That's no. I still think Olivia Wild is pretty good. Julia Roberts, no. Julia.
Oh God.
Oh God. Gary Busey has competition in the role of
I like
Bev.
that Jack Black is
Nick
Bev.
Nolte. Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Jack Black is
Mel
Bev.
C underscores 777. That was huge. Oh my God. I can hear Meryl Streep saying, I'll allow it. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but Nick Nolte versus Gary Busey. Imagine that. The auditions just go all the way down to the wire. Olivia Wilde is too attractive to play Karen. But there's a Karen-esque thing going on there. I don't know why. You know, this isn't about exact lookalike. It's about kind of aura, I think. You can get Daniel Day-Lewis out of retirement for Brennan. That would be unbelievable. People are liking Emma Stone in that role. Pesci as Murphy? Holy, where was the one that killed me? There was one that killed me a second ago. I got to find this. I got to scroll back in it. Well, somebody is Matt Damon as Turtle Boy. I'm coming apart. Andy Dick for Jen.
Just stop. Just stop. Ooh, Roseanne
Oh
Barr
my
is
God,
good.
Andy Dick is Jen McCain. Oh God, these people are funny. Roseanne Barr is Canoni.
That could work.
Yeah, it could work, you know. Felicity Huffman is Karen. Karen's only 43, right? I mean, we got to go, or, you know. And by the way, Karen is very attractive. Steph sells stuff by the seashore, says. Emilio Estevez is Jackson. You know what? I kind of like the idea of bringing some people back from that we haven't seen in a while, you know, and that's one of them, right?
Aniston is Karen. I said this one.
Yeah, no, this is worth a no, this is worth a revisit right here.
Yeah.
Nick Nolte for Bev. I'm sorry, that is just so laugh out loud funny. Adrian Grenier. Oh, I haven't seen him.
Oh, this is good.
Miles Teller is Crash Daddy number 2.
Oh, stop. That is too good.
That is unbelievably funny. Idris Elba is everyone. Dude can do it all. Oh, Helen Mirren for Bev. I bet she can do a good Boston accent. She can pull off anything. Although her Irish was way over the top in Mobland. I mean, I thought, but not as over the top as Pierce Brosnan. Why did I just think of Pierce Brosnan singing in Mamma Mia?
So good.
What part of it was good? I'm sorry.
Oh no, just
it was terrible
itself. Oh.
Very bad. I didn't like the singing. Hulk Hogan as Bev.
Oh, we're getting mean.
I don't want to online troll.
No, we're getting
oh my
mean.
God,
we're getting
Artie
mean.
Lang. Now you're going over the top here. Look,
no.
The Bushman is not a bully. He's not. He doesn't participate in this. But you can. I'm kidding. Oh my God, Sienna Miller for Karen Reed. Okay, who doesn't have a Sienna Miller crush? Not a man alive out there. John Goodman is Proctor. Whoa, I like that. See that again. Rick Moranis as Lally. Yeah. Oh, here's one directed by Justin Baldoni. Nice. Patrick Dempsey for the Billy Bush character. Well, now that is a compliment right there. Have you seen Patrick Dempsey's silver hair going on right now? I once had a hair off with Patrick Dempsey. We did an interview and I said, okay, what are we going to do with Patrick Dempsey that's going to be different? I went and rented an industrial construction site fan, a huge industrial fan. And I said, we're going to have a hair off between me and Patrick Dempsey. And we went, and Patrick Dempsey was so funny. He was like, okay, let's go. And they put the big industrial fan out. He grabs the side. The thing is blowing like crazy. I mean, you put anything in the room, it's getting blown out of the, and he goes, and he mounts. He goes, and he goes right in front of the fan and it's blasting through him. And then we had the people vote. And I lost. I lost. All right. We've got a trial on our hands. This is unbelievable. Margot Robbie is Karen Reed. I mean, who doesn't want that for themselves? So, jury deliberating. Turtle Boy thinks it's happening in 23 minutes. I think it bleeds into tomorrow. I don't know, but we're going to be watching it like, I have to put this up just because of my own ego. Is he handsome enough? Can we discuss that? Steve. Oh, Steve. Stop.
Where is he?
Stop. But he might be a good, Hank Brennan. Anyway, we'll keep our eye on the verdict, and I'm going to take a shower. Going to head my way into Extra. I've enjoyed this morning coffee with you in a huge way. This has been amazing. And when the verdict comes out, I hope I'm not on set at Extra, because I'm going to try and get right on, and we will be ready. We'll be ready to break it all down, and hopefully we'll have Alan Jackson joining us. That is my, I've been working it, so we'll see. Okay. Thank you for being here this morning. Lots of love. See you soon. Rick Moranis died. I don't want that to be the last note. One last casting right here. Billy Bush as Nathan Reed. You know what? I'm a bit of an actor. I can do it. See you in a bit.